Excellent, thank you very much. And that will go on to the website also, won't it,
Yes.
Marlene? That's super. Well, I think we might adjourn at this stage. Obviously, if anybody has any questions about what we've been doing over the last 12 months, we'd be delighted to answer them. Probably in the interest of time, it would be better to go on directly now, I think, with the annual awards program. So it's now party time, so to speak, actually, but we are very grateful indeed for everybody staying on to join us now for this part of the evening's entertainment. It's not quite the same as actually being on a Hornblower ship and, you know, sitting around in a very convivial way, but imagine the emotion nonetheless as we sit before the screens that we have in front of us now. And of course, it's a very serious thing too. I make light of it, but it's very serious actually, because it's a way that NAMEPA can recognize the contributions of key participants in the shipping community, the maritime and related communities in this important area of environmental. But I would, before we go on, like to thank everybody who has sponsored the event, sponsored this event, and those who have longer term engagements. I'll just read them again, actually, so that we can recognize them formally. The American Bureau of Shipping, the American Salvage Association, the American Waterways Operators, Blank Rome, Clay Maitland, who was one of the founders with Carleen all those years ago, Cruise Lines International Association, Dora PG, DNVGL, excuse me, Fairfield Chemical Carriers, Hudson Analytics, Navios, Scorpio, Ship Owners Claims Bureau, SMIT, United Bulk Carriers, and the West Gulf Maritime Organization. We will be coming on, of course, to actually hand these out. So, you know, this is, as I say, the recognition of those through receiving an award who have been given this as a tribute to their contribution to saving our seas over this year, over the last 12 months, and indeed for a much longer period in the past. As I say, one of the primary purposes of NAMEPA is to recognize those who have achieved so much and who work so tirelessly on the saving of our seas. And we do this, as I said a minute ago, with NAMEPA's Marine Environment Protection Awards. We have a total of 8 award categories, from individual to government to industry to non-profit and maritime education to ports, seafarer welfare, and environmental innovation. You met many of them, in fact, earlier in the roundtable discussion, sharing their views. NAMEPA's Environment Protection Awards are given for exemplary work to save our seas. During the summer, a call for submissions was issued, as it habitually is. Those entries at that criteria were then judged by NAMEPA's board of directors. The criteria included alignment with NAMEPA's goal to save our seas, further the education of environmental goals of the industry, to be innovative, and where possible, demonstrate measurable success. Tonight's award recipients represent some of the finest individuals, companies, and organizations in the industry who work relentlessly to add value to our maritime world and to our ocean planet, the blue planet. So, Carleen, would you take over from me now?
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe. Our first award is to a nonprofit organization who daily shares NAMEPA's mission to save our seas. This year's winner is Ocean Voyages Institute, a nonprofit organization founded in 1979 by a group of international sailors, educators, and conservationists with a mission of teaching maritime arts and sciences and presenting the world's oceans. In 2009, Project KSI was launched to focus on major ocean cleanup and to raise awareness regarding the global problem of marine debris and ocean trash. Ocean Voyages Institute's marine plastic recovery vessel, the Kauai, docked in Honolulu this past summer after 35 days at sea, successfully concluding the second and final haul of the nonprofit group's 2020 Open Ocean Recovery Mission, adding 67 tons to the record-setting 103 tons, or 206,000 pounds, removed in June, which became the largest open ocean cleanup in history. The nonprofit group's total for the summer season now amounts to 170 tons, or 340,000 pounds, of ghost nets and plastic debris removed from the North Pacific Gyre, often referred to as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a staggering amount which quadruples the group's previous year's record. Accepting the award on behalf of the organization is Mary Crowley, the founder and executive director of Ocean Voyages Institute. Mary?
Thank you so very much, Carlene, and I thank Joe and thank the board and your whole team and the membership. It's an honor to have our work recognized by you, and I'd like to say that what we've really discovered is ocean cleanup is lots of hard work. Our secret is really the dedication of the we've had involved. And we also think it's really joyful work when you remove all of this trash that shouldn't be in the ocean and you see it coming out of the ocean. Everybody that cares and lives and works on the ocean, close to the ocean, realizes the value. Rather than talk much, we're going to play a short film clip because I think that seeing the work and what we remove says it better than many, many words could. Is our,
Yep.
There we go.
We've just returned 48 days at sea, where they've brought in a record-setting cargo of ghost nets, derelict fishing gear, and consumer plastics. So they've been removing lots of toxic elements from the ocean.
I'm an avid surfer, waterman, diver on Maui, and I really wasn't aware of the scope of this giant problem. It was really frightening, actually, how much plastic was out there. When you'd look off the boat, it would just be clouds of tiny pieces smaller than your fingernail. And then consumer plastics, marine debris, ghost nets from fishing gear. And then when we would dive on the nets, we'd find turtles, fish, giant tuna. They're all dead, stuck in the nets. It was really disheartening. But the work that Mary Crowley and Ocean Voyages Institute is doing to go out there and actually collect these nets, helping to solve the problem. It's a monumental problem. You realize that when you're out there because there's plastic everywhere.
It's not easy to find and pick up all this garbage. We use some new technologies like GPS satellite trackers.
The ship left from Hilo, Hawaii on May 4th, and here is now returning to Honolulu with over 100 tons of plastic collected from the big garbage patch of the Pacific Ocean. There's so much plastic there to be collected and so much work to do that this is just the start. What you see on the ship there, that's just what's on deck. That's a cargo hold is completely full of nets.
It's an honor to have all of these toxic materials out of the ocean. They'll be recycled and repurposed. Nothing will end up in landfill. Nothing will ever go back in the ocean. The ocean is a source of health for us as a planet and for us as human beings, and that we have to take care of it, and we have to have a healthy habitat for ocean creatures. And to do this, we have to change some habits, we have to have much better waste management, and we have to right now be doing lots of ocean cleanup.
Excellent.
Congratulations,
Thank you very
Mary.
much indeed. And many, many congratulations, Mary. Many congratulations.
Well, thank
I'll
you.
go-
Again, I'll make one comment. We've set our goal for 2021 to have 3 ships out there and to remove 1 million pounds of plastic. So we look forward to sharing that with you and to anybody who would like getting involved with us. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
The next award, I'll go on to the next award, is in relation to academies, harbour schools and universities who actively recruit and educate our industry's future workforce. This year's recipient is the Sea Education Association's SEA Semester. SEA, Sea Education Association, is an internationally recognized leader in undergraduate ocean education, dedicated to inspiring ocean scholars, stewards, and leaders. A private non-profit educational institution, SEA is based on Cape Cod in the oceanographic research community of Woods Hole, Massachusetts, and owns 2 research vessels, the SSV Corwith Kramer, operating in the Atlantic Ocean, and the SSV Robert C. Siemens, operating in the Pacific. SEA's mission is to be a global teaching, learning, and research community dedicated to the exploration, understanding, and stewardship of marine and maritime environments. SEA empowers students with life-changing sea voyages of scientific and cultural discovery, academic rigor, and personal growth. Their SEA semester program features an interdisciplinary curriculum and dynamic leadership development experience at sea, aboard tall ships, and on shore. The value of its programs is measured in the work of the over 8,000 alumni of the SEA semester who are impacting the fields of science, the environment, the maritime industry, and policy making. They are teachers, program officers in non-profit and conservation organizations, scientists, lawyers, and health workers working in research institutions, sail training programs, schools, universities, the NOAA Corps, the US Coast Guard, and other governmental agencies. Accepting the award on behalf of the Sea Education Association is its president, Peg Brandon. Peg.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joe. It's terrific, and it's a terrific honor. We're delighted to be recognized by NAMEPA and to receive this encouragement and support for the work that we do. Thanks for that great description. That clearly sums up who we are and what we're up to. But what it doesn't mention is we've actually been taking students out to sea for almost 50 years now. And depending on how you count it, we have more than 1.5 million sea miles underneath our keels of our ships. And we translate that into student sea miles. I don't know what we'd come up with, but it's been a terrific voyage for all concerned. And I thank you very much for this recognition. It gives us the inspiration and energy to keep on going and to get more students out there to see, to experience the ocean's power firsthand. So thank you so much.
Well, congratulations, Peg, and we're delighted that Sea Semester is our award this year. Our next presentation is NAMEPA's Environmental Innovation Award, and it's being presented to the company which represents outstanding achievement in reducing its company's impact on the marine environment. We heard a little bit from Kevin Crick earlier about some of their initiatives, and Matson is receiving the Environmental Innovation Award for the breadth, scope, and investment in its entire environmental program, which includes innovative new technology, modernization of its fleet and terminals, participation in grants and cleanup programs, and detailed planning for long-term future goals. In 2020, their vessel new build, vessel and terminal improvement programs have all come to fruition, bringing Matson's environmental program to its industry-leading position. Accepting the award on behalf of Matson is Kevin Crick, Matson's Senior Director for Safety, Quality, Environment, and Security. Kevin, congratulations to you and to Matson.
Thank you, Carl. Oh, I'm getting some feedback. There we go. So I'd just like to say that NAMEPA is a fine organization that really bridges the gap between industry and the public and really truly helps the marine environment. And to be commended by such a prestigious group with the Environmental Innovation Award is truly an honor for Matson. And we appreciate the recognition of our investments in our entire environmental program, both afloat and ashore. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Kevin, very much indeed for participating earlier. And again, many, many congratulations on the award. NAMEPA's government, federal, state, or local agency award recognizes those organizations whose actions and commitment to environmental protection make a significant impact on our oceans, lakes, and rivers. This year's recipient is the United States Arctic Research Commission. The United States Congress originally created the United States Arctic Research Commission through the Arctic Research and Policy Act of 1984. The Commission's principal duties are, first, to establish the national policy priorities and goals necessary to construct a federal program plan for basic and applied scientific research with respect to the Arctic, including natural resources and materials, physical, biological, and health sciences, and social and behavioral sciences. Secondly, to promote Arctic research, to recommend Arctic research policy, and to communicate our research and policy recommendations to the President and the Congress. Third, to work with the National Science and Technology Council and the National Science Foundation as the lead agency responsible for implementing the Arctic research policy, and to support cooperation and collaboration throughout the federal government. Fourth, to give guidance to the Interagency Arctic Research Policy Committee, IARPC, to develop national Arctic research projects and a 5-year plan to implement those projects. And fifth, to interact with Arctic residents, international Arctic research programs and organizations, and local institutions, including regional governments, in order to obtain the broadest possible view of Arctic research needs. With the reduction of Arctic sea ice, their role is even more important. Accepting the award on behalf of the Commission is its newly appointed chairman, John Harrison. John, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to receive this award, and thank you, Duncan, Carleen, and Joe. It was a very kind introduction. I'd like to begin by thanking Admiral Duncan Smith for kindly nominating the Commission to be the 2020 winner of NAMEPA's Marine Environment Protection Award for the government. As Joe just said, for those of you who don't know, USARC is an independent federal agency. It is a presently appointed consultative body that advises the President and Congress on Arctic research policy. And the President appointed me to a 4-year term to the Commission recently, making me the 8th chairman since 1984. It's a particular privilege for me. My family has a long history in the Arctic, and my great-grandfather was actually Admiral Sir James Scott Ross, who did so much discovery in both the Arctic and Antarctic. So the Harrison family is a huge fan of marine protection, and this is actually my first public act as chairman. Thanks to kind of COVID, we've been more under the radar, so it's really lovely to see you all. Linking our work to NAMEPA for a second, your mission is to preserve the marine environment by promoting sustainable practices in maritime industry and educating the public. USARC advances scientific knowledge and understanding of the Arctic region, largely in maritime environment, of course, that is receiving increasing attention as it opens up for economic investment, natural resource development, shipping, fishing, tourism, and other activities. Research encouraged by the Commission allows policymakers, regulators to make decisions and management choices really informed by knowledge. In particular, one of our publications that I think lines up with NAMEPA's mission is the biennial symposium organized and run by the Commission in partnership with the Wilson Center's Polar Institute and the Arctic Domain Awareness Center, led by Mike Sfrager and General Church Key, respectively. This symposium, titled Impacts of Ice Diminishing Arctic on Naval and Maritime Operations, last held at the Reagan Center in DC in 2019, it's been a large and popular event, and we will look forward to holding again in the summer of 2021. Again, thank you all for this honor. It's wonderful to be with you all, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Congratulations again.
Thank you, John. And it's wonderful to have you, and you're doing important work, especially with the diminishing Arctic sea ice. NAMEPA's Industry Marine Environment Protection Award is given in recognition of a company's efforts on behalf of preserving the marine environment, including setting specific objectives for their environmental performance and improvement, being innovative, and going beyond compliance. This year, we are recognizing MSC Cruises for its multifaceted environmental work throughout its fleet and organization. MSC Cruises has begun construction on up to 9 LNG-powered ships, which are being designed to be compatible with low-carbon, bio, and synthetic fuels as they become available, and is actively researching and investing in a groundbreaking project that aims to integrate a solid oxide fuel cell technology demonstration on board the MSC World Europa. It will use LNG to produce electricity and usable heat. This process is around 25% more efficient than a medium-speed internal combustion engine, thereby reducing the emissions by the equivalent amount. Additionally, and this is actually near and dear to all of our hearts, they completed the $200 million restoration of Ocean Key in the Bahamas to its original pristine state, and took meaningful steps to eliminate single-use plastics from their fleet. Accepting the award on behalf of MSC Cruises is Lyndon Capel, Director of Sustainability. And Lyndon, you will be excused if you're wearing your pajamas at this point because it's after midnight there.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you so much for this award. It really is a pleasure. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for the whole team there. It's been a real pleasure being part of the conference and then to be recognised for this award. We have been working very hard. I'm very fortunate. We're a family-owned business, and there's a huge amount of passion with that goes with that, and an enthusiasm and a genuine desire to support sustainability. Thank you for mentioning our efforts with plastic, because the kudos to that goes with our procurement team, who've worked incredibly hard over the last couple of years to remove millions and millions of single-use plastic items from our ships, to the great team who worked on the restoration of Ocean Key, which is a real testament to the vision of the family in wanting to make that somewhere that was really special. And it's great to see the private sector is being appreciated in this way. And let's just remember that, we all do have to collaborate very much. It's really important for us to collaborate with authorities, with the civil organisations, our business partners, our suppliers, and everybody. Everybody has to play a role in this. And, I hope that next year we'll be able to come back and talk some more about our further achievements. So thank you again so much.
Many congratulations, Lyndon. Absolutely super. I see there's quite a lot of British accents actually around the place at the moment. Are you from Liverpool originally?
From the Wirral.
From the Wirral. Okay, well, that's sort of Liverpool. I was born in Mossley Hill in South Liverpool, actually, which is one of the reasons I've always been interested in shipping. You can't have a connection with Liverpool without being interested in shipping. It's impossible. Anyway,
thank you.
Many congratulations. NAMEPA is, so far as the next award is concerned, is pleased to present its Port Award to Port Everglades. There we are. Port Everglades became involved in artificial reef construction in 1981, with a voluntary deployment of NSWC cable spools in 150 feet of water in what is now permitted as the 329 acre Port Everglades artificial reef area. And it has since received many additional deployments of artificial reef materials. Port Everglades has replaced all its diesel trucks with Tier 3 and Tier 4 engines, retrofitted pilot boat engines with more energy efficient engines, and has a fleet of hybrid and electric pool vehicles. In 2019, Port Everglades completed a 10-year energy efficient facilities equipment upgrade to produce annual reductions of, in the case of CO2, 9.8 million pounds, sulfur dioxide, 61,101 pounds, and nitrous dioxide, 17,091 pounds. Finally, Port Everglades excavated 16.5 acres on site and developed uplands and planted 48,954 mangroves and 12,827 upland buffer plants as a wetland enhancement project. This project was a complete success, and it was transferred to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, the FDEP, along with 46.5 additional acres of mangrove forest for monitoring by the South Florida Audubon Society, the ornithologists, I take it. Accepting this award on behalf of Port Everglades is its port director, Jonathan Daniels. Jonathan, thank you for participating earlier today, and many, many congratulations on the award to Port Everglades.
Joe, Carlene, thank you so much, and to the entire NAMEPA team. On behalf of Port Everglades, it's indeed my honor to be able to receive the 2020 Marine Environmental Protection Award for ports. Unfortunately, no British accent, so I'll do my best going through here. For decades, we've been proactively investing millions of dollars in building and maintaining infrastructure to ensure protection and improvement in the environment, while also facilitating business activities in world commerce and our travel activities. Our goals and objectives are pretty clear, and that's for Port Everglades through its comprehensive environmental management program to not only meet compliance requirements, but to voluntarily implement stewardship initiatives. Port Everglades consistently integrates environmental, social, economic dimensions of sustainability into our core business strategy. And while a lot of ports take a look at growth measures, including economic activity, and for us it's $32 billion a year, we really look at the investments that we make in the environment as really being, in the way in which we impact the environment in Broward County, as being one of our greatest measures. In 2020, we were proudly selected for 3 National Environmental Excellence Awards, including tonight with NAMEPA, and can't thank you enough. And that's really by giving our attention to a diverse set of air, land, sea, and wildlife concerns simultaneously. We're leading the way in our practices and putting the Port Everglades program on the environmental map. And again, I can't thank you enough for allowing us the opportunity to be here with you and for receiving this prestigious recognition.
It's a pleasure, Jeff. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. And I also want to add what a wonderful partner Port Everglades has been with NAMEPA. When we did our Obi-Mugeli Green Tailgate down in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, Port Everglades was right there for us. And they've been very actively using the resources that we've developed in their local community. So I want to thank you for that participation as well.
Great, Carlene, thank you. It's a pleasure to be involved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
We're going to move on to our next award. Behind every great organization and corporation are people that stand out as a testament to the pursuit of their passions and their goals. We recognize them with our individual award, which this year is being presented to Liz Burdock, the CEO and president of the Business Network for Offshore Wind, a national nonprofit organization dedicated to building the U.S. offshore wind supply chain, which has gotten extremely active in the last few years. Prior to joining the network, she managed the Partnership for Advancing Technology in Housing, a White House initiative, and the Chesapeake Crescent, a regional initiative aimed at growing a green economy in Virginia, Maryland, and the District of Columbia. Her career is focused on convening and coordinating diverse stakeholders including businesses, academics, government agencies, policymakers, community leaders, workforce organizations, and strategic investors to move them forward and get collaboration for green economies and green initiatives. So Liz Burda, congratulations on receiving NAMEPA's individual award.
Thank you so much. It's thank you to the members and the board and all of the staff. It is a true honor to receive this award. The Business Network and its members work tirelessly to create a blue economy that promotes the development of clean energy globally and encourages proper stewardship of our ocean. It is a true privilege to lead this organization and work with my many members who work every single day to ensure that offshore wind is developed in an environmentally responsible way and that we can power the homes and communities around the world. So I know this is an individual award, but this is really their award. Carlene mentioned my career. You know, creating a new industry like offshore wind can be extremely challenging, and quite honestly, sometimes it can be frustrating, but it's a passion and it's a real commitment to grow the U.S. economy, providing jobs to all citizens, and protecting our oceans that we rely on so much. You know, it's never really been a choice, an either or for me. It's always been that we can do both. We can do well and do good at the same time. So that's why I'm so grateful that you recognized our efforts, and I really am appreciative of this great honor. Thank you so much.
Jim. Oh, he's muted. Okay, get him off mute.
Gotta unmute Joe.
Unmute Joe.
Sorry, I was on mute then. I said you are the wave of the future, and then I said you ought to be the wind gust of the future, perhaps, in what you're doing. But it does have some interesting knock-on effects, actually, in the maritime industry in the context of new requirements for the servicing of these installations off the coast. So it's very interesting indeed. The next award is for seafarers' welfare. Very, very important matter at the present time in view of the crewing crisis created by the pandemic. It is notable that the North American Maritime Ministry Association, or NAMA, as it is perhaps commonly known, put forward the nomination of our winner, the International Chamber of Shipping, for the ICS's tireless efforts on behalf of mariners to overcome the current crisis in regard to crew changes caused by the pandemic. They have been instrumental in bringing together industry stakeholders across a very, very broad spectrum of interest to share information on the COVID-19 pandemic, and they are, to their immense credit, vocal advocates for the safety and welfare of mariners. So accepting this award on behalf of the International Chamber of Shipping is its Secretary General, Guy Platten. Another British accent, I suspect, Guy.
Thank you very much, Joe, and thank you, Carlene. And what a huge honour it is for the ICS to be nominated and to be to receive this great award. But of course, it's not ICS; it's a team effort. It's a massive team effort across the industry to the real heroes of this the last few months, which is our seafarers. So I think to get some recognition like this is a truly amazing thing, and we're deeply honoured for it. So thank you very much indeed, and well, good evening from London. And
yes.
Well, it's almost good morning for you.
Almost, but not quite good morning. But I think my colleague in Geneva, she beat me to it. Thank you.
Well, many congratulations, Guy. Congratulations for ICS. In conclusion, then, thank you all really for reaffirming your commitment to saving our seas through your attendance at our event today. We thank our sponsors once again, our speakers, and our registrants whilst we applaud the success of those who have received awards this evening. Please keep NAMEPA in your plans for 2021 as we work together to mitigate the impact of the industry on the marine environment, help to educate the public on how they can join efforts to save our seas, and to communicate the importance of our global industry to the world public at large. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, many, many thanks for being with us today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Congratulations to the awardees. Many thanks indeed to Carleen and her team for producing this event, and for all the speakers and registrants in making it such a success. I wish you a very good evening, however late that evening may be, or for that matter, I suppose people further to the west, have a very nice afternoon, and very good luck and Godspeed to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, all.
Goodbye.
Thank you for your participation.
Thank you for running the show.